Howdy doody everybody, I hope you're doing great. In today's video we are talking about my Oroshi Kirin build, and I'm here with Paradise to discuss it and go over exactly what it does. Paradise, did you know somebody said that they don't like the howdy doody? Guys, you can let me know if you like the howdy doody at the beginning of the video or not. I still like it, I still think it's super funny, and not super funny, but it's just a charming thing.
Like the howdy doody, come on guys.
I don't know. But if you do like this video, then leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to go through all of the skills for this build so that you guys know exactly what you're doing. And with this build, there is one thing that it is doing, and that is skill sealing everybody and just slowing down people in PvP. So this is more of a PvP focused build. If you want to switch out stuff for PvE, we're going to give some suggestions on what you can switch out for PvE, and I'm sure Paradise is going to have a PvE. Are you making a PvP build or a PvE build for people?
Mine is sort of both. I would actually say it's more geared towards PvE in a lot of ways, but it works really well on PvP as well. So. Alright,
cool. So we'll obviously Paradise will have his build up at a later date, but today we've got this PvP build that is kind of like a concept that really works well in PvP. So the first skill that you're gonna want is
the old classic.
The old classic. This skill is too good. Harmony. Reducing your skill cost in PvP is just an essential thing for some builds, especially the ones that buff up and do something, or you need them to do it on turn 1. This is it. It just reduces the cost of a load of skills down to that 15 cap that you really want for that first turn move, and you're going to pop this off. What do you have to say about Harmony, Paradise?
For PvP specifically, this is like a must-have gene for 99% of builds. So the majority of builds, like you say, will be doing a buff or some kind of turn 1 play to then do a bigger turn 2 or turn 3 play. And this allows you to skip a turn of waiting for your kinship, basically, for a lot of moves. So I've come to love it, and also to hate it because I need to have lots of the copies of it, and it's really annoying to farm. So.
Yeah, it's super annoying to farm. Let's kind of skip around here. So one of the skills that Kirin has, or Oroshi Kirin has, as just a born skill or an intrinsic skill, is Icicle Terror. I love the name of it, so I was going to keep it on my build. There might be some stuff that works a bit better, just like the basic Icicle attack, which we also have here, which is the multi-strike gene of Velkhana. But Icicle Terror is a really cool move, and it works super well. So I've put it on and I've tried it out, and it actually hits that skill seal on the majority of people. And if you're playing 2v2s, everybody's getting skill seal because the skill seal chance is so high. Do you know the percentages of what it actually is?
I'm off the top of my head, so I'm probably like wrong in some way, but I think Icicle Terror at max is 60% chance, and then Inflict Rate up brings that to 80% chance. That's everyone's 80% chance to be skill sword, and it's heavy damage to all, not to random enemies, which means you hit every single one for the full hit rather than it being spread between. Yeah. So it's expensive. This is going to be your your turn 3 or 4 play when you're saving up your kinship, you're petting, you're winning a head-to-head, and then you can do it. But it's a really cool skill. I think it's nice to have it on Orochi because it's one of his own skills. But is it the meta skill? Maybe not.
I think it is. I think it's up there for kind of really good skills, especially if you maybe swapped out and you focus singly on that. But we've got something that kind of really makes up for that. So we have Icicle as well, just as a buffer. We have Icicle, and if you've come across Icicle in general, you just know how dangerous this move actually is. It has quite a good chance of actually inflicting skill seal on its own, and because of the random nature of it, is not necessarily as dependable as Ice Terror. So this is definitely one that I put on here just so that I can get those skill seals off and make sure that people are not doing their skills. It's a huge one as well. I feel like skill seal is one of those statuses that allows you to make a lot more plays. Like you can either go for attacks, or you can kind of go for the head-to-head counter, or you can just buff up during the turn that they're skill sealed, because you're probably not going to get one shot. So it's a very good status to have on. Then one of my favorite moves as well, Vengeful Ice Drill. I love the Vengeful moves. These are the moves that once you are below a certain threshold of health, which is 50%, you actually get additional attack power, and these moves can actually one-shot enemies. And this one also has skill seal. I think it's about 30 to 40% on the skill seal. Don't quote me on that, but it's around that kind of medium-ish chance of actually getting that skill seal off. And this is just a nice move to have on here. The vengeful ones I've always shouted out as a decent move, so definitely try out the vengeful moves if you haven't already. But it does require you being a bit risky. So if you're one that's a bit risk averse and isn't about that life, living your life on the dangerous side, don't put this on your build. But vengeful ice drill is huge, and I just like the way that it inflicts skill seal. And for 12 paradise.
And that's before it's being reduced with harmony, which you have on. So
exactly,
you can almost guarantee you're always going to be able to afford it. Yeah, so it's very strong.
Then another skill seal move. You're gonna be like 2-6. I'm so surprised you got another skill seal move on here. This is Ice Cyclone. I love this move. It hits harder than it lets on. It says light damage, but light damage is like a small multiplier to your, or decrease to your attack damage as you get like higher up in your levels and stuff like that. But how many times have you seen this actually inflict like skill seal for the move that it is and the cost that it is? It's actually really cool.
It's interesting because for me, I'm like trying to weigh up, would I cast Icicle or would I cast Ice Cyclone when the goal of each of them is to do AoE skill seal? Icicle actually does... Ice Cyclone. This move, Ice Cyclone, does a lot more damage than Icicle to everything. So it's like, do we want a bit more damage that turn and skill seal, or do we just want skill seal and like very minimal damage with Icicle? So there's a choice to make in the turn, and I like that you have both skills because then you can have that choice. And I think if you duplicated this up as well, then even better.
Yeah. So the thing about this as well is that you can also proc a head-to-head with Icicle. You don't have that chance, right? So if you know someone's going to attack with, like, say, a Scorching Blade on a Glavenus or something like that, and you kind of want to make sure that you can negate that from actually happening and doing too much damage to your team, you can just attack with this, and you're getting that skill seal chance as well, which is pretty cool, which is what you can't do with the other skill. Another one of my favorite moves. Remember, guys, you guys would have been there when we discovered the Head Start genes and the Sonic Strike genes. This move is brilliant for PvP and become a mainstay in PvP for like most matches. I don't think you see a team not using this or a variation of this type of move. So yeah, I know Paradise has his Sonic Strike just queued up waiting on his Velkhana. And that's one of the cool things about it, right?
With Harmony, it's so good because you can turn one play this from a reserve monster.
Yeah, pocket it basically, right?
Exactly. It's so useful to have. And I will forever be scarred by the very first time you used this against me. When I was like casting a potion on myself and you were like, let me try something. And you hit me before the potion.
You're
and I'm
like,
just like,
no!
This shouldn't be possible. So yeah, that is a really good move. It is annoying to farm though, because it is that particular one, I think, is the Kashala one, right? So.
Yeah, that's why I don't have a lot of these moves necessarily leveled up at this moment, just because it is an Elder Dragon heavy stuff. A lot of the ice moves come from Velkhana or Kashala, and these take quite a while to farm out. But if you want to farm out OROSHI Kirin, it's quite easy, and you can go see Paradise's video on how to farm that out. But like, OROSHI Kirin out of all of them was probably the easiest one to kind of get, and so definitely check that out. And then the last move that we have on here is the Ice Breath. So Ice Breath, huge move, which does Diamond Wave, which is a very good move. So I like it for the defense. You can obviously swap this out for what's the other one? The stun one?
It's like, I know the one you mean. It's the other Velkhana heavy hitting.
Yeah.
It does stun and defense down. It's something breath. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
Some kind of ice breath. But yeah. Why did you choose Diamond Wave over the ice breath? I mean, I am interested.
I just wanted to have the extra defense and just do the... I think it does a little bit more damage as well. I think it does a little bit more damage.
Might do, yeah.
Yeah, so... but it is a more of a heavy cost.
Because it is a heavier cost. Your Kirin already has decently high speed stat as well, so you might actually get this out before someone else gets their attack off, and the defense swap might end up saving you in that scenario. Yeah. So it's a powerful move. I hate when I see other people use it.
But definitely try out the other move in general as well. I have the other move on my Velkhana, so I wanted something different for this build. So if you wanted to try out, I think is it whatever it's called, I can't remember. It's the other heavy cost Velkhana move that stuns and does damage. Very similar move, but try that out instead and see how that works out for you. But I opted for Diamond Wave just so I can have some build diversity between my monsties. So those two moves in particular are interchangeable. And did we talk about Inflict Rate Up? We didn't, did we?
We didn't yet, but this is going to be like, this is like a blessing from the heavens. Like, this is a huge increase to like the inflict chance of all your skill seal moves. And if the goal of your build is status, then you need this on your build. Like that, it's that simple, and it functions so well with a lot of these moves because a lot of the inflict rate moves you're looking at like maybe a 30 to a 50% chance inflict rate, maybe a 60% chance on some of the heavier moves. So that's this skill brings them up to like over 50%, like 60 to 80% inflict chance, and that's where you start really being able to rely on it, you know?
Yeah, I tried to run this build without inflict rate up, trying to be a cool kid, and it didn't necessarily work out. I wasn't proccing it much. It was actually kind of laughable how much it didn't proc, so definitely run inflict rate up. I had ice armor here before, which is a good option if you want a little bit more damage, but the focus of this build is to run status and slow down the other team and make sure that they're not doing as much damage or damage output. So definitely think about inflict rate up, which is very good for this build. I think that's it. I think I've talked through the build. I feel like it works really well. I feel like loads of people use kind of a variation of this on Velkhana. I haven't actually built a Kirin build, so I wanted to bring out one for you guys. And yeah, here it is. So hopefully you guys use this and have some fun with it. But Paradise. Actually, let me show everybody the full build before we go and rerun off. So we've got Harmony, we've got Ice Breath, we've got Ice Boost, which is an essential move. We've got Ice Cyclone, we've got Last Stand, which gives us Vengeful Drill. We've got Head Start Gene, which gives us Sonic Strike, which is a cool move to go quickly. We've got Inflict Rate up for that extra inflict rate, but then we've got Multi-Strike and the Kirin Gene. But you want to plus all of these up in general so that you can get that additional inflict rate and status chance on your actual hits as well. So make sure that you're doing that. And one of the ones that I just want to call out just at the end so you guys can make sure that you are checking these out are the other Diamond Breath or Breath move, Ice Breath move on Velkhana, and Ice Armor as well for the ice monsters that you can swap out as moves. If you guys have any other suggestions, then let me know. But what are we making the end of the video like keyword, Paradise?
It should be unicorn because Kirin's a unicorn, right?
What if we make it, actually, instead of that, whatever that name of that Velkhana move is in the chat.
No one's going to know what it is.
No one remembers what it is. And we don't remember what it is. I could literally go check it. No, should I go check it? It's like right there. Should I go check it?
No. If they know, they know, and they'll comment it, right? If you're watching and you don't know, then join the club. We forgot it.
Yeah, we forgot. All right, guys. Thanks for watching the video. Paradise, we've already kind of shouted out the videos that you're making, right? Because you've got...
I'm doing a Soulseer build. It's going to be on the channel. You guys know the drill.
Yeah, definitely go check out Paradise's Soulseer build. I think it works crazily well with this build as well. It was kind of horrible. He's gonna have a PvP match video going out with like how we kind of really trap some players in with using both of these, so definitely check out that video as well. Anyway guys, bye bye. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget you can subscribe so you don't miss another video.